When we were closing down the university back in March, it didn't take us long to realize we better get going on how we're going to reopen.
So the most important aspect of what we've done is we've partnered with a local hospital, Prevea Health, and they have set up the infrastructure on how we do this. They've given us the software, they've given us the scheduling tools, an app to schedule appointments, and really assisted with the process and development of what we're doing. The first step is for the student or the staff member to make an appointment on their app, the MyPrevea app. The student or staff comes in right at their scheduled time. They check in with the front desk. They get a slip that tells them, okay, this is my name, this is my date of birth, this is who I am. And then they go have a seat, wait for their test. A technician will call them over to whatever station is available to do their test. And then they walk over, get their nasal swab, and they're out the door. And the whole process from the time that they come here to the time they leave is less than 5 minutes. Every sample that's run for rapid antigen testing is put into a biohazard bag. It's taken back to the laboratory portion, which is behind a wall in the gym. So everything is done in the same space, but we have a partition where we walk through, and that's the clean space, that's the lab area. We learned early on that the site and where we do the testing was going to be so important. And the reason is because of the volume. Our student health center was not set up to be able to process that many people. We have 4 analyzers right now, and we're able to process our 400 samples in about 7 hours. Those samples, if they're positive, they come back up to the processing desk, and at that desk we will notify the positive cases, and then we result in all of that information through the software. If they're doing a rapid antigen test, they usually get results the same day, by the end of the day. And then a PCR test can take anywhere from 3 to 5 days. The PCR test is a more sensitive test, and that test is really for if a student or staff member has a positive rapid antigen test, they get a PCR test to confirm. An antigen test is a rapid test we use for screening. This is wide scale. Right now we're doing about 380 antigen tests a day. And how we're using the antigen test is as a surveillance tool. We're testing half of the resident students each week. And then we also have a set of cohorts that we're using the antigen test for that include a faculty staff cohort, high-risk cohorts, Greek life, and non-resident students, so that we can surveil the community, not just the resident students.
This is the Police Department's Emergency Operations Center and Intelligence Center, and this room was built to monitor our real-time crime that happens on campus, or disorder that happens. A turn of events is this year we're using it for COVID every day. Every day our Emergency Operations Committee meets in this room 1 to 3, some virtual, some in person, and we go over all of the data for the day. And we're looking at positive cases, we're looking at the 7-day trends, we're looking at residence halls per floor to see where our hotspots are. What we do is we make that information actionable by ordering floors to come in and get tested if we see that they become a hotspot. We also look at data sets from the various counties where our access campuses are. We look at Fond du Lac County public health information. We look at the Menasha City because that's where our Fox Cities campus is. We look at their COVID information, and then we also look at Outagamie County because so many of our students come from Outagamie County. We have isolation and quarantine residence halls as well. We track that information on a daily basis. We have to make sure that our students that aren't feeling well or isolated or quarantined, that we're taking care of them as well, because this is a strange time for them. Most of them are freshmen that have come to a new town, new university, first time away from their home, and now they have to quarantine and isolate for 2 days or 2 weeks. So we make sure that we're taking care of them because that's important, that they know we care for them as well.
We have, on average, about 10 technicians every day that do check-in, that do swabbing, that do resulting, and then we have 2 to 3 UWO staff that are continuing to call students and make sure that positive cases, that we're notifying all the appropriate people, and trying to fix any snags that are going on throughout the day.
So far, so good. We did a lot of tabletop exercises. Our emergency manager, Trent Martin, put together tabletop exercises that we most likely would see throughout the semester, and it helps to practice before we actually have to put it in place. and for sure that it's actually happening. They always say, the planning is the key to success, and we did a good job this summer getting it done.